Hey, this is Obelisk speaking, doing a One Piece chapter review, and this is the Polvial Clash, and this is chapter 1026. And we see Nami and she's taking measurements, and it appears to be a lion. This has to do, I think I've seen this symbol like a long time ago, and it's supposed to be related to Nami, and I guess Nami is becoming a designer or something. Reader requests Nami and Leo fashioning cute clothes with lion cub by EB. Well, here's a request. Anyway, we start off with the chapter. We're back at Flower Capital Wano, and it appears the party is still going on. And the Tengoyama, the long-nosed guy, seems to be worried about Otama, and he's here with the other girl. I forgot her name. And he's getting a reminisce to how this happened, how she managed to sneak in. And there's a bunch of clouds. So the clouds are covering Onigashima. And it's barely visible now. It's pretty much they're on landfall. So if Onigashima falls, it's gonna be on landfall, which is okay, I guess. And there appears to be a spectator who's reporting stuff in. And two dragons face. This panel is really good. Kaido and Momonosuke facing off. And I guess Yamato is putting 2 to 2 together. Queen is also putting 2 and 2 together. And this is hilarious. Kaido charges up the blast breath, and Lucy says, do the same. Like, pretty much do a blast breath, which would be cool. A clash between blast breaths would be cool. But he says, like, Momonosuke, and I like this, because Momonosuke is not, he doesn't know how to control his powers. And this is good. And Momonosuke just dodges. And Momonosuke, apparently, Luffy jumps in and does a Gomugo elephant gun and slam his Kaidos to the floor. But Kaido just gets back up like it's nothing. And apparently Luffy told Momonosuke to bite Kaido. And Momonosuke's having a flashback of all the crap he's been through, and he finally gets the courage to actually bite Kaido. And Kaido screams in pain. He like yawns. He's ah. But what's hilarious in the very next chapter, and you see Momonosuke trying to, he's biting. I think he did pierce. Maybe he did. But Kaido is just like, what are you doing, boy? So he still sees him as a boy. He's like, what are you doing, boy? So Kaido, even though he's screaming in pain, he just eats damage like it's nothing. Yeah, they'd probably still be here saying, so Yamato's spreading in for action, but in comes Luffy and punches Kaido in the face. And we see a scar in the skull, which is and it's pretty much stated here that dragons bring storm clouds with them. So apparently storm clouds are common with dragons. And my theory is that this is solely Momonosuke's, because Kaido's using all his storm clouds to levitate Onigashima. So this has to be a passive power that Momonosuke is using without noticing it. Or an active, I don't know. And we get back to the other fights for some reason. Jack and apparently Nekomamushi and Inuroshika are losing. And Jack's saying if I got one more hit, I would be done for. Perospero is just saying he has just good luck. And they're losing. And I guess Luffy's saying, that's the Emperor of the Sea, you just took it by. There is a single thing left in the world to be scared of. And his analogy is kind of correct but also wrong at the same time. And Momonosuke, I guess, is agreeing. And now Zoro. And are they fighting together? Zoro and Sanji and Zoro are fighting back to back. And they're putting 2 and 2 together. It is Momonosuke. I guarantee you. I don't. I think. Don't worry about Kaido. She's telling Momonosuke, don't worry about Kaido. I guarantee you, I'll win. I guarantee you, I'll win. That's Luffy told her, Momonosuke, and Big Mom, apparently fighting Law and Kid, is laughing, Mama. And Kid personality has done a 180, and he's pretty much stating you better win. What's happening with Kid here? What the hell is happening with Kid's personality? And Law is pretty much on point with his personality. What has he been doing all this time? So he pretty much, because he's seen what's happened with the Straw Hats. We see Otama, and they're cheering. People are cheering because they're hearing that. And Kaido stating, is there even a single chance you can beat me? As long as I'm alive, I have infinite chances. And that is kind of correct. Maybe you should have killed him, Kaido. But then again, this is a little bit of controversy here. Luffy, for the first time, does a Yonko clash. A Yonko level clash. We've only seen a select few characters do this type of clash. The first time we ever saw it was with Shanks and Whitebeard. The second time I believe we saw it was with Kaido and Big Mom. And now it has happened with Kaido and Luffy. And to me, the controversy here is, how is it between getting defeated did he get the power to do this? And this could be going back to the previous chapters when they first had the first Conqueror's King's Hockey Clash. When Law states they're not touching. At that point there was no clouds, so I could say that if there were clouds, maybe they would have parted ways. The heavens would have parted ways. And now it seems to be happening. And the controversy here is like, you can't tell me between being defeated. There's never been a statement saying that Luffy is like the Saiyans. Every time he gets defeated, he gets more powerful. And that's not the case. And what's really odd here is Oda's really putting a lot of emphasis on the scar on the skull on Onigashima. He's like, this is the third time it's shown in this chapter, or the second time. It could be something important later. I don't know. So the clash happens, and I guess this is something that is inevitable. It was gonna happen regardless. Luffy is eventually gonna get to the Yonko level. And what happens later is kind of funny and ironic in a way. So the moon clears up, and Inuarashiki and Nekomamushi go into their Sulan, and they proceed to one-shot both Jack and Perospero. So Jack and Perospero are out. What's really disappointing about this, the entire fight was not shown. The entire fight for this was not shown. This is so disappointing. The whole fight for this was not shown. We only see the conclusion we see the starting of the fight, and then we see the conclusion. We do not see the actual fight, and this is very disappointing in my opinion. I do not like that. It's like kind of disappointing. Kaido skipping fight. I mean, Oda skipping fights. And what's most disappointing is, how is this guy still alive? Orochi. Please. I'm hoping we do not get a redemption arc for this dude. He has to die by the end of this arc. Orochi has to die. Otherwise, this arc to me is going to be trash. Trash, period. I'm not going to say it right now. It's going to be trash. If he doesn't die, this arc is trash. Everything he did, all the casualties he caused, all the death and suffering, to him to have a redemption arc is like, oh my god. Even for Crocodile, he went to prison and all that stuff. It's completely different. He's still evil. He's not a redemption arc. He's still evil and plotting stuff in the backline. But the fact that he hasn't died after all this, I'm thinking Oda's planning to do a redemption arc for him. Please just kill him off. That's my only thought. Otherwise, this whole arc, he's gonna ruin this whole Wano arc. He's gonna ruin it. Period. It's gonna be this guy right here, Orochi. I'm calling it right now. The skip fights is already a huge push in the negative, in my opinion. Anyway, that's it. This chapter is good because it progresses fights. It concludes 2 fights that we didn't actually get to see. We only saw the starting and ending points. So, disappointing. And once again, we are probably left off in a vague note. Because we're probably not going to come back to Onigashima. Probably. I'm not sure. And the guy who's reporting passes out, so I don't know if that's important. Anyway, that's it for now. It's okay chapter, I would say, except for that disappointing part at the end, or Orochi. But other than that, this is a solid chapter. We get rid of 2 fights, and Nekomamushi and Inurashiki potentially could still fight. Potentially. Unclear who would they be fighting, because they're severely weakened. But potentially they can still fight. Very disappointing that this fight was completely skipped. Anyway. And is the art getting sloppy here? I'm not sure. Because if you see Perospero, the way he... Is that how Oda normally does it? It's like... And then you see other parts where he's passed out. That's strange. Anyway, that's it. A minor disappointment at the end, but everything's good so far. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a nice day and peace out.